Hello, Gemini ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Will's readings for the incurious Geminis. If you're new to my channel, I certainly appreciate both your viewership as well as your subscriptions. Okay, so what I'd like to do, ladies and gentlemen, is to continue on with your fertility discussion. Okay, now this reading is basically more suitable for those of you who are trying to conceive, but you've been having difficulties. Okay, and because you've been having difficulties, you've been getting very anxious. Okay? And you know, ladies and gentlemen, that deep down inside in your core, in the pit of your stomach, you know that this anxiety is only causing you a lot of havoc. Okay? So, with that said, I'm just going to ask the tarot here a few questions to help you better understand your situation here. And this reading is valid until the end of this year. I'm going to be using today the tarot for kids in order to illustrate your reading. So let's go on and just shuffle up here. And I'd like to start off first by Gemini, sharing with you what I'm seeing as the overarching theme or energy, if you will, pervading your reading. Okay, so let's go on and just shuffle up. So, Spirit, what messages would you like for me to share with Gemini in regards to those who are trying to conceive, but they have become a bit anxious, okay? And feeling that perhaps conception might be light years ahead, all right? So let's go on and again, I'm going to shuffle up and try to give these cards a good shuffle, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So again, let's just start off first by just getting a understanding of what your overarching theme or what's the headliner that pervades your reading here. So we have the Knight of Coins. All right, so let's put that there here. All right. So with the Knight of Coins here, it certainly gives a strong indication, ladies and gentlemen, that fertility and conception is a strong or are strong possibilities for you guys here. Okay. Because this card tends to be a good omen, particularly for fertility readings. But as many of you know here, this knight is very slow in doing things here. Okay? So with that said, I'm kind of getting an indication that it's going to be a slow process for many of you here. But if you stay focused, okay, because this is more of a practical card, and stay on course, if you know, just as you see the symbolism as represented in that card is doing, success is indeed assured. Understand that slow and steady wins the race here. And for those of you who remember the old Aesop fable with the tortoise and the hare, who would have ever thought that tortoise would have won? He did. But how did he win? He continued to persevere. He didn't give up. Likewise, in your situation, you shouldn't either. Okay? But this card is also asking you to inject a more practical approach, a more sensible one, if you will. Understand that time certainly heals all wounds, but you might want to be a bit more patient and realistic when it comes to your situation here. Because I also see you guys, some of you receiving unexpected cash, which might, help you in some way here. All right. Now we notice this card here, this Knight of Coins, it represents an Earth type person. Okay, it could be a Taurus, Capricorn, or even a Virgo. All right. So why don't we just gain more specifics, ladies and gentlemen, into your reading here by just asking the cards here another important question here. Are you both, ladies and gentlemen? Because I've actually um, tackled this question in your some of your other fertility readings, but let's go on and just hone in on asking Spirit whether are you both fit and well, or is there more that you could do to really improve your lifestyle? All right. So with that said, let's go on and just select the card here. We have Justice. Okay. So justice refers to an air sign. Usually it's a Libra. Okay. So that card certainly gives us a resounding yes. Okay. But it also gives a little warning. Try to avoid letting your emotions rule your decision making. Okay. Play fair, Geminis, and be honest with one another. Either you or someone might also want to apologize for perhaps past hurts that he or she may have caused another. And it could be this Libra or it could be an air type sign that wants to do this. But Gemini, it's time that you have a clear vision of what you truly desire and make a crucial yet needed decision. It seems that you guys have been still vacillating, you know, as to which direction you like to kind of go here. Okay. So why don't we just go on and just select another card here and just to get to see whether emotional issues, whether we're going to ask the cards whether emotional issues around having a baby need to resolve. Do emotional issues need to resolve here? Okay, so let's go on and just select another card here. We have the Hermit, ladies and gentlemen, and this refers to an earth sign, usually a Virgo here. So you have a lot of earth energy that's in your reading so far. All right. So with that card, it's not really a yes or no card. It depends. This card is very neutral. All right. So I think many of you need to really, before really making any haphazard decisions or any crucial decisions of this nature, because once again, having a child is very, very, very a very serious commitment here. Okay. But I feel that many of you really need to embrace more self love, more self worth before you move forward in good conscience here because this hermit is often a very introspective type card, one that requires you to get away and really kind of figure out what it is that you really want. Okay. And no one else can do this for you. You need to kind of search within here, you know. And this card also shows a need to perhaps be withdraw or back off from the situation right now, or just simply to be single, which some of you might be, until you really figure out what you really want or whom you really want, okay? You need to really, again, Gemini, search within your soul and once again be patient. Because you know, as the old adage says, patience is in fact a virtue, okay? Particularly for those of you who are being or feeling a sense of, if you're feeling stuck, some of you may even need to kind of go out and get professional advice. However, rest assured that you really need to reassess your situation. And it's time that you focus more so on you and your health without paying homage to what others think. Remember, you are an incurious Gemini, okay? To thine own self be true, Gemini. All right. So let's go on and select another card and just see if you should try extra alternative methods like meditation or yoga, energy therapy, or maybe some of you just simply need to relax more during this process. So let's select another card here. We have the Three of Coins here. All right. So this is also a very resounding yes type card. And perhaps, ladies and gentlemen, looking at the symbolism here, you're seeing three people, so you might be able to pair with other couples encountering similar issues as you. Understand that this card is certainly all about teamwork, okay? With this card, Mars is in Capricorn, okay? It's all about loyalty and establishing that synergy within a group, or planning in or cooperation. And by cooperating, Gemini, with one another, you reach a situation or a solution, if you will. This card certainly shows progress and learning something new here. So, yes, I would see that, you know, if you injected or incorporated more alternative methods, that could also steer you in the right direction here. So now let's go on and just ask another question. Is now the time to really seek advice, or should you wait a few more months, Gemini? Okay, let's select the card here. We have the Ten of Wands. And with the Ten of Wands, Gemini, Saturn is in Sagittarius. Okay, so this card, it kind of asks or urges you to wait a few more months. I'm kind of getting here. And I feel that although that many of your situations has been a bit burdensome, this card kind of indicates, if you will, the answer is yet unknown. I'm kind of getting here, or yet to be known, or is not yet known. Okay. This is because many of you have yet to make a firm decision, right? You're still vacillating. And this is also why, what do we have as your overarching thing here? This Knight of Coins appeared there. Okay. And it tells you that it might take time. Again, this Knight does not move. All right. So since it doesn't move, it's going to take time. Okay. I'm also getting a sense when I touch that card, I'm seeing someone having heart problems or back problems. And this card is telling me that you need to slow down. Okay. Someone also might be a bit lazy in your situation and doesn't take responsibility as he or she needs to. Also plausible, there might be a third wheel lingering here that in duplicity is in fact in your situation here, or somebody might want to reconnect with you just to get some out of violence, out of revenge or malice in some way to get you caught up. So that's why you really need to really take your time, Gemini, in particularly with someone from your past. Anyway, I'm just getting a strong sense that a lot of you, it seems is an air type sign here, that this strange X that you gotta be very careful before making a decision. Okay, so let's go on and just move on to our next question. And ladies and gentlemen, if this reading is resonating with you guys, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, share it with others to whom you think might benefit, and be sure to press that subscription button. Okay, so let's ask the cards another question. Are you, or should you, Gemini, be enjoying life more as a couple? Or should you be doing more spontaneous lovemaking? Or should you be enjoying holidays? Or just fun outings, okay? Let's select another card here. We have, wow, Queen of Wands here. So that's a definite yes here. And perhaps some of you need to embody the qualities of this queen. This queen tends to be very energetic. Some of you might need to be a bit more dynamic in your approach and take a firmer role in your situation here, just as this queen would. Be honest, be a leader, and make wise judgments. Okay. Now, this card, of course, refers to a fire sign: Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Okay. Now, let's go into another question here. And again, Gemini, if this reading is resonating, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, share it with others to whom you think might benefit, and be sure to press that subscription button, okay? So, Gemini, you might be asking, is it just a matter of time before you, in fact, conceive? Okay. Let's select the card here. We have, wow, we have the Seven of Swords here. So, right off the bat, it's showing here that it's not going to happen right now, I'm getting. And that's because you haven't yet to make your decisions here. Okay? It's not going to happen with this air sign I'm getting. And this card shows that you might have a thief, an addict, a manipulator, a felon, a convict, someone that might be surfacing back into the picture here. And this card asks you to use your intellect when it comes to this person, not your emotions, because Gemini, guess what? Your emotions got you in trouble the last time, didn't it? You might want to try a new trick this time. Okay. Now let's go on and just select one more card here just to ask another question here. Okay, so should or can you, ladies and gentlemen, arrange more time so that you'll always be together here? So I'm going to ask the card that and select the card here. We have the King of Coins here. So usually, ladies and gentlemen, when a reading ends with a court card, that means that it's out of your hands more so. It's kind of more so up to the other person here. So this king can represent you too, ladies and gentlemen, because at some times this card also represents a Gemini. But usually it's a Gemini in or an earth type sign here. Okay. So with this card, I'm kind of getting that I think it's best to kind of really trust nature to really take its course with you and not to really just rush into situations. And another thing that I noticed too prior to closing this reading and giving you a few more messages here is that being that this is a more of a romance type reading, it's connected with romance, of course. You're not going to have a child with whom you don't love, right? You have no cups in this reading. So it means that one of you seems to be a bit more infatuated with the other, I'm getting here. It could be you, Gemini, or it could be the person, who might be contemplating impregnating you or you conceiving a child in some way, I'm getting. So in conclusion today, ladies and gentlemen, it seems that you do have to make important decisions. And Spirit is really asking you to really trust in your intuition and understand that patience is in fact a virtue. So what I'd like to do in closing is to just give you 4 closing messages on how you could transform your experience by just simply surrendering and letting things go that really don't serve you. So let's get 4 final messages out here for Geminis. Spirit, give me 4 messages here to share with Geminis here and things that they might want to surrender. And once again, this reading is valid until the end of this year here. So you have some time to work with it. And I'm going to be posting more readings of this nature as well here. Because everybody's stances is different here. All right, so let's see. It's time that you surrender to wonder and awe. As I indicated to you, it doesn't seem that you're not going to be able to conceive. It seems that it's going to take a bit more time here. And you understand that patience is in fact a virtue. So it's time that you open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life, because this attitude will keep you connected, Gemini, to the ecstasy of flow. Many of you might need to surrender to prayer. Give yourself completely to prayer. And when you pray from your heart, Gemini, that allows the universe to hear you. And answers certainly will arrive if you just trust and have faith. Next message. It's time that you surrender frustration. This process for you guys I'm sure it has been quite frustrating. Especially when you want something to materialize and it has yet to happen. But understand, frustration simply does not open any doors. The key is to resolving the key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to simply take a breath. Center yourself and regroup so that you may approach the situation a lot more calmly. And last message today, Gemini, it's time that you surrender stubbornness. You know that that's an element that we all tend to have. Okay? So if you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. Because Gemini, I'm going to tell you, this certainly will help you communicate more lovingly with others and with yourself. Embrace a bit more self-love, okay? So Gemini, this is what I have for you. I certainly hope that this reading has offered food for thought. It is valid until the end of this year. Be sure to send me over your comments on how this reading may have helped you. And if you'd like to have a more personalized reading, you can certainly access my website to schedule your reading there, or you can send an email so we can arrange a more customized reading to best address whatever questions that you may have. Have a blessed day. Thank you.